Hey, what's up everybody? It's your boy David from the Free Play Mode, and I'm coming at you with the quick hit of February 9th, 2015. And today I wanted to talk to you guys about a really sensitive and stupid subject, and it's what's called swatting. And for those of you who don't know what swatting is, what it is when someone's getting beasted and feasted on in whatever game out there, instead of taking the loss like a man, they call the police on the person who caused them to lose, and subsequently the police will respond to an emergency situation at a person's house, guns blazing, kicking in doors, guns drawn, scaring the person half to death. Now, a lot of you out there are wondering, how do they get these people's information in order to do this? Well, there's a number of ways to do it. The most popular method is social engineering, because let's be honest, it's not that hard to trick some customer support rep at Microsoft or Sony into giving up some information about a person's gamer tag. Another way you can do this is to backtrace a person's IP address to find out where they live. Now, a lot of people are not very tech savvy to the point where they know how to mask their IP, so all you have to do is just do a simple lookup of their IP address, and you have an approximation of where they live right down to the very street. So this is a very stupid and reckless practice, because you could literally get someone killed in this instance. This is essentially the modern day equivalent of kicking out the controller of the console when you're getting beat in a game. Like, I remember back in the day when I was beating my friends in Double Dribble on the NES or Street Fighter on the Super Nintendo. They just get so mad they kick the cord out of the system to reset the system or cause it to glitch up. And that's since most gaming takes place, between people takes place online these days, you can't do that. So what better way to humiliate people in these people's minds is to call the cops on them. Now, something has been done and is currently making the rounds, and that the police are starting to get wise to these people and are actually prosecuting the people who are doing these swatting pranks on others. One such case is let's see here, Brandon Wilson of Las Vegas, Nevada. He's currently being extradited to Illinois, where he perpetuated a swatting attack on a person. And what he's being charged with is 2 counts of computer tampering, 1 count of intimidation, 1 count of computer fraud, 1 count of identity theft, and 1 count of disorderly conduct. And if convicted of all these charges, he faces up to 5 years in Illinois State Prison. Not jail, prison. A maximum security prison. And he also faces federal charges if federal investigators decide to pick up this investigation, because what he did over state lines, and that's a federal charge. A lot of people out there don't realize that when you're doing this, you're committing not only local felonies, but you're committing federal felonies, because you're committing crimes over state lines. So I have to ask you guys out there who do this stupidness, is it worth it? Is it worth potentially going to jail, well, not jail, prison, because you can't take a loss in a video game? Is it worth that? Is it worth your freedom? Because honestly, you're getting into the territory where you're messing with people's lives. You don't know the person's living situation of who you're doing this to. You don't know who they live with. You don't know if they live with their parents, or if they live on their own, if they live in an apartment, if they live in a house, if they live in a private community. Like, take for example, I live in an apartment complex. if the property manager saw a bunch of police cars rolling up to my apartment with police jumping out, guns blazing, dressed in full body armor, riot shields, and the whole nine, which is what SWAT police do have, they would assume I was into some illegalities, and they wouldn't take too kindly to the door being kicked into my front door, and they would not take too kindly to having the place ripped up searching for some instance of a crime that doesn't exist. And even if I am found innocent of any type of wrongdoing, the damage is already done. My home is in shambles, and potentially I'll be asked to move out of where I live because I'll be perceived as a liability to the property managers and the owners of the apartment complex where I stay. And it's just not a good look, people. It's not funny. You are literally messing with people's lives. Now imagine if you do this to somebody and you get one of those police departments where cops are known to go in guns blazing, because you've seen this on the news lately where cops are not afraid to pull the trigger, no questions asked. You could potentially get somebody killed. And do you honestly want that on your head over a motherfucking video game? Are you serious right now? Do you honestly want that on your head over a video game because you were not man enough or woman enough, if you're a female gamer out there who's just that immature, to take a loss in a video game? Losing in a video game does not affect your personal standing in your life. It is not that serious, people. So let's grow up. Let's act like adults. Let's play some video games and have fun, because that's what video games are supposed to be. They're supposed to be fun. They're not supposed to be a life or death matter, because that's what you're literally putting people's situations into when you SWAT somebody. It literally becomes a life or death matter. So I want to know what you guys think in the comment section below. Like or dislike this video, share it with your friends, and if you're not a subscriber to the channel, please do subscribe. This is David with the Free Play Mode, hoping you have a good morning, and peace. I'm out.